Hey guys, welcome to another video on Bharat in Germany. My name is Bharat, and in this video, we have a special guest with us who is Devansh, and he's studying his bachelor's in mechanical engineering. He was in India, he did his 12th and so on. And this classic way of coming to a Studienkolleg and then starting a bachelor's, that's what he opted for. Because I know right now, especially like when you're getting your 12th class scores, many parents and many children are like very like anxious. They're like, we don't understand how to proceed with that. So this is the reason why I decided, hey, okay, like we sit with Devansh, we talk to him, what has been his experience. Devansh, welcome to the call.
Yes,
Tell us a
hello.
bit about yourself. Like, how was the schooling time for you? How did you realize that, okay, like now is the time I want to like go to Germany?
So, like in school, like I had real interest in mathematics and physics. So I was very sure since beginning that I would be doing engineering or something in that direction. Now in ninth and tenth, I was like I started with a coaching institute, like most of the students do that currently in India. So in
Yes.
ninth, I began with that, and I was very enthusiastic about science, studying science. And what happened, I had good friends and a very good teacher there, and we sat all day long doing maths and physics of 11th and 12th in ninth standard. So like I had completed complete maths and physics of 11th by ninth and 10th, and some of the 12th standard too. So I got the feeling that like I have done already enough for 11th, 12th, already enough studies. So in 11th, 12th, I started losing grip on my boards and JEE together. So now, like so many were competing for JEE mains only, and I was not like feeling that confident. So I thought that like I'm still good at maths and physics. I'm just not able to perform. So like maybe I would try anything else than IIT. Like before, I was very sure about IIT.
Mhm.
Then I thought about coming abroad, and I came to know about Germany that there is no tuition fee and language you have to learn, but the like mechanical engineering, which I had thought of, is the best in Germany. So when I was in 12th standard, towards the end of my 12th standard, I started searching for the ways of coming in Germany to study bachelor's. And then I came across one consultancy in India in my hometown itself. And then from there, like I applied for Studienkolleg for visa, and it all was very easy and smooth. Had not lost any time. Like in March of 2019, I completed my 12th. I gave my board exams, and by October 2019, I had already begun with Studienkolleg here. So then, like for coming to Germany to study bachelor's in German, like with no tuition fees in public universities, you can either come through private Studienkolleg, but they should be recognized by the state. Only then you will be allowed into the public university. Or else there are some public Studienkolleg that are regulated by the universities itself, and you get the conditional admission into the university. So I came through a private one where you pay tuition fees, which are sometimes quite high. There are three courses provided at every student college. There is TE course, there is technical course. In that, you study maths, chemistry, physics, informatics, along with German. That is for engineering students. So, like, what you have to do is first you have to do A2 level. What I did, 1 month A2 level of German, then B1 level, and then you have to give a exam called Aufnahmeprüfung of these two levels of German. If you pass that one, then you are actually admitted into Studienkolleg to study further subjects. You can also do this in India. If you complete B1 in India and give the Gothe exam in Mumbai, this Gothe certificate exam of B1, then you can directly start with Studienkolleg, which is of 8 months. So in Studienkolleg, you have 4 months of B2 level along with maths, physics, chemistry, and informatics, that is computer science. And then there is a semester exam, and then again 4 semesters with C1 level of German, studying C1, and then again semester exam. So now you have completed your Studienkolleg studies, all the subjects with German till C1. Now you give FSP, Feststellungsprüfung, and then with this exam, if you pass this, then it is called your Abitur, that is high school level certificate of German. That is what you require to get admitted into the universities. Like that is your proof that you have completed your high school education in German. So that is the short story of Studienkolleg, how you have to go through it. And then,
Mhm.
right, when you have it, you can directly apply at public universities and always try to apply at multiple at the same time because there can be many complications. And if you don't get admitted in one, you have to wait for a whole year because in bachelor's, like the intakes are mostly in winter semester. In master, you get two, but in bachelor's, you have only winter semester intakes at most universities.
Here, like, Devansh, also like tell me about the time, like was there a specific moment when it was like, okay, like, maybe studying further in India doesn't make sense for me, or like I would just like go abroad? Like, what was that moment for you?
Like as I said, I had done enough of studies in 10th itself, so I started losing patience in that.
Mm,
Now I felt that I have already done, and then because of that, I had already lost grip in 11th and 12th of my study. And now I started thinking that if these many students are competing for JEE, IIT, and we have less seats already, and I'm not very confident now, then I had already felt that I have no chance in JEE scoring well in advance.
mm,
So I had to look for other options. Now the problem in India is that IITs and NITs are no doubt best, but then barring these universities, you have very less options, and
mm,
there too competition is high. So at that time, I started searching for abroad, and I came across Germany, and I thought it's the best option. It was
mm,
overall no, like first of all the fees, tuition fees, which is like very high in Canada and US. Then the excellency in the mechanical field, of course, study wise, and
mm.
also the job market. Like there is more demand, much more demand.
Yeah.
So that because of all these things, I decided about Germany.
I mean, for me, was really like kind of discussing with my parents at that time during my bachelor's, and I was like already wanting to come as soon as possible. But it happened that they were like, yeah, right now, like we don't have the money to like send you abroad or something. Maybe you can go for your master's. And I was like, okay, like, that makes sense. And at that time also, like I slowly realized that like if you're thinking about studying bachelor's in India, there's like so much cutthroat competition.
Oh,
I started going to coaching from ninth grade too, like ninth,
same.
10th, 11th, 12th. I don't remember having those years. Like, yes, like, you remember the times when you're like hanging out with your friends in front of the coaching classes or something. That times you always remember. But like,
Yeah,
you just feel like so much of your youth gets wasted, like by,
totally right.
being in this like circle. It's
I
unreal.
used in ninth and 10th, I used to sit at my coaching institute for 8 hours on Sundays too, just to study
Mm.
11th and 12th.
But that doesn't help, Devansh. Like,
That
this
doesn't
is what
help at
I'm
all. That's
saying.
what I'm saying, right? Yeah, you can't do anything else then. You're
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
immersed in just two, three subjects. That's it.
And not just that. I mean, here's the thing I tell you, like the thing that I find about, Europeans essentially, they get so many experiences. They don't learn a lot of things, but they just
Yeah,
experience so much, going to different countries, learning how to sail, learning how to like drive a boat, like skydiving, all sorts of nonsense.
all
Like,
sorts of things. That was
yeah,
I have. Yes, yeah,
yeah, students do like in their like, high school age, and like, going out, things like that. They learn so many more like social skills. And there I see like,
yeah,
with us, like most of the times the Indian students, you just like have given the Indian students so many rejections, so many hardships, that till the time they
that's
come
what.
to Germany, they feel like, okay, like, we cannot like accomplish a lot or something. And
Right,
this is
right.
the reason why I feel like I think coming for bachelor's already is a much better idea than
Much
coming for
better.
like
Yes,
even
yeah.
masters, because
Masters.
you
Yeah.
you're already scarred till the time you come for masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the thing for Germans is that they have only one exam to give, that is their high school exam. So they have no pressure of performing everywhere. And also like they have like really chill atmosphere at high school and all that I have noticed with my students and friends that I have here, like in university, all the friends, German friends I have, and I ask them about their high school experience. It's completely different. No cutthroat competition and no pressure of performing in different exams. That's what gives them more experience about everything.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like very sad. But anyways, I mean, you're here. How is the life here like compared to the life you were living in India?
Yeah, the life is much better. Like, yeah, you have your own room. That is like something like a unofficial rule that every student should have their own room and something. And also there is like very less you would find students living in hostels actually. Some universities don't have it at all. So mostly
Mm.
people live with friends, like normally, like in the civilization, with the people outside. So that's what makes the difference, and you meet new people because of that, not only your students and your colleagues from the university, your friends. And yeah, you have to manage many things by yourself here. Like you're completely by yourself, you have to take care of your Aufenthaltstitel, that is your residency permit. That is what makes you live here, and when you do all that, that gives you more experience, more consciousness about yourself. You have to manage your bank account and everything.
That's very interesting. That's very cool. Because like some age you have to grow up anyways. Like either it
Yeah,
could
right.
be like when you're 25, 26 or something, or it could be like when you're like pretty young. You can live more of your life. So, how was the FSP exam? Like how difficult it is? Because many students have that question.
No, actually, it was not that difficult because you give already 2 semester exams. One is after completing B2 level with subjects, and then the C1. So you already have idea of what will be asked, and FSP is generally easier than this semester exams. And in FSP, you have a choice between physics and chemistry. You have to choose either of these two subjects. Maths and the German exam is compulsory. So there are total of 3 exams, and the fourth one is computer science, which is like very short one. So that is only about the technical course. I said there are 3 courses. There is one for medical students who are thinking of pursuing medical. They have M course here. There they study the biology, maths, German, and like that. And there is also a W course for the economic students.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Overall, you have some 3 to 4 exams for FSP of different subjects.
mm-hmm,
Three or four subjects that you have to give, and that is
mm-hmm.
yeah pretty good.
And now, like, when you were applying to different kind of, so you essentially must have gotten the place directly at the OVGO Magdeburg because of the conditional admit,
Yeah,
right? But did you also like apply to other universities or something, or was that
yeah, I
not
would
a
say
priority?
that like my FSP was in September,
Mm-hmm.
and the deadline of all applying universities ends by August. That
Okay.
was the problem in my case. I had to wait 1 year if I wanted to apply elsewhere. I applied TU Munich and TU Darmstadt because these are the best
Mm-hmm.
mechanical. Like I invested 1 month full time in all this application.
Mm-hmm.
Munich rejected directly because they said you have not even given exam, so we can't, because in Munich it was not non-NC, it was some criteria.
Mm-hmm.
TU Darmstadt was non-NC. I sent them all other documents and a letter telling them to wait for my results. Signed it
Mm-hmm.
by my student colleague that we will be giving exam later, so we will get these results later. But they didn't accept it. So I had to start here. But I like this university is really actually good and very underrated because it is very young. But it is, I actually feel now that it was better that I got it here rather than going to Darmstadt or Munich.
Yeah, I mean, like, anyways, OVGO Magdeburg is not a small university, or it's like,
It is really
like
really good, yeah,
it has good
especially in
reputation too.
engineering subjects.
Mm.
And I had some friends in Studienkolleg. They went to Aachen, Munich, Darmstadt, elsewhere. They had to wait 1 year for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do that. That's why I started here. But it makes no difference. Like the
Mm.
thing you study is overall same in all public universities.
Yeah, yeah.
It's more up to you. In Germany, studying is more up to you rather than the faculty or the university or the city.
I think this much is clear. Like, now, how is the university life?
Yeah, like no university life at all because of online study.
Mm.
Otherwise, it would have been really good. But since I started, it has been completely online. Now, hopefully, it will be starting offline in third semester. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to know more people. Right now, I have very less friends here because of only you meet through Zoom meetings that you're studying, and you decide to talk, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like
that's never nice.
that has been a drawback of this Corona period. But otherwise, it's really good. Like in the beginning, we had a few classes for a month or so, and then complete lockdown in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we
Mm-hmm.
have no contact.
And Devansh, like, do you still have classes at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, like right now I am having exams since 2 months, but in
Mm-hmm.
first semester I had one class 7 to 9.
Mm-hmm. 7 to 9.
Yeah, it starts from 7. You have 7 to 9, 9 to 11, 11 to 1, any 2, 3 classes every day. It goes till
Okay.
evening. I had one in the evening, 5 to 7.
Okay. 5 to 7. Crazy.
Yeah, it is
So
7 to 7 university timing.
in my time, we used to have some block appointments in the block termina. So these block appointments used to be like, let's say, in an entire semester, we would just have maybe one weekend, and one weekend would be entirely from 8 o'clock in the morning till like 6 in the evening or something. Two
Okay.
days, and you just get your 2 credits or something for that, and like you're done with that. We used to have like some programs like that, but otherwise, like, we never had classes starting from 7. We always had classes starting from 8, and we used to have class of 90 minutes each. So you have 90 minutes lecture,
Yeah,
and
same
then
like
like, okay, yeah,
it
and
is.
like
They
generally
say
three.
that it is 7 to 9, but it starts at 7:15 and ends at 8:45 because they have to
Mhm.
give some time for students to go from one class to another.
Man, I actually feel so privileged that, like, in my time, I was still able to go to universities, go to different kind
Yeah,
of classrooms, like hang out with friends and everything.
it is
Because I
not at
feel
all possible right now.
I feel rather bad for you guys, because like like bachelor's is the time which you like look forward to all the time, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
it would be nice.
No socialization, right?
Yeah. But like, was there any kind of like meeting at all, like that you guys hung out together somewhere outside, like even like in small numbers?
No, because we didn't meet officially, like face to
Okay.
face. All everything was offline. But right now we had the exams offline in second semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
met my friends whom I was talking since 1 year on phone only,
Mm-hmm.
like WhatsApp. We've met, we sat together, drank a
Mm-hmm.
beer, and yeah,
Yeah,
we sat together for so long for the first time. Met.
that's nice. That's very nice. I think, I hope like, there's more and more like of the normal things happening soon, because I don't know like how long they're planning to like keep things this way. I mean, like
Yeah,
people are growing old, like people are like going from teens to adults like during this time,
yeah,
and
right.
I don't
It's
know.
already been over a year.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, perfect. What else, Devansh? Like, I think the main thing that I wanted to discuss with you is like, and also like maybe if you can give me a more detailed answer there is, um, what about the parents, like, who like are very concerned, like, how will our child like do like
Yeah,
a
that's what
bachelor's right
like
away after 12? Like, what would you say to them? Like from
in
your
my
own
case,
example?
in my
Yeah.
case, it was that my father always wanted me to go out since right from bachelor's. He wanted me to be completely self-dependent, and his only motive was that I get to manage things by myself, everything, not just study. My
Mm-hmm.
father was very sure that he wants to send me some abroad anywhere. My mother was a little concerned in the beginning that he's too small, she thought, and he might not be able to manage something. But finally, we all agreed upon that. I also wanted to come here. So in my case, it was pretty simple. My parents themselves were more motivated than me to send me
Mm-hmm.
outside. But yeah, as you said, there are certain parents in India, like most of the parents, they think that children are too small to send at 19, 20 years of age. They think masters is still better to send their
Yeah.
children abroad that they can't manage. But it should be bachelor's is much more better to come here,
Mm-hmm.
because if you like, you have to learn anytime, as you said, when you're 25 or when you're 20, you have to learn to manage yourself. But when you come here since bachelor's, then you're more young. If you get into that practice already of managing your things, like here you have to manage everything from bank accounts to cooking yourself or cooking food for yourself, buying yourself, manage money, everything. And we were some 20 students from India in the student colleague together, more than 20.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you just come for masters, then you don't get that exposure of anything. You directly have to start with your university.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would like to say. From like my case was pretty simple, but like I talked with some master students from India, and they said that their parents themselves were not very ready to send them in bachelors, and they said that it's very good that we already came for bachelors.
I kid you not. Like right now, I meet sometimes like students on my calls, like who are like really like 26, 27, and man, like they're sitting with their parents and like asking me questions. And I just like think to myself, I mean, like you're 26, 20. I'm
Right.
26 right now. Like you're my
Yeah.
same age. Like I don't think you should be like doing this to your parents, because you should have the independence right now, or you should have the confidence in yourself that whatever kind of like decision you make now, that you will be able to be live with that, huh? And I think like this is such a bad thing, and it happens like generally in the Indian education system,
That is
because
what we lack, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Like what I have noticed here is that we have much more potential when it comes to studying, comparing with my German friends, study wise. But the problem is that we lack that decision making. We are not given that independence since young age. Like it is more of
Mhm.
involvement of the whole family with us.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
free decision making, that's what it is.
decision making and confidence, I think these two
Yeah.
things like really lack. And
We
confidence
lack, yeah.
anyways gets obliterated as soon as you realize that you have been like doing coaching for so many years and you failed in an exam or something. Like confidence, of
Absolutely.
course it takes a
Yeah.
hit. Like what do you expect, right?
Yeah, right.
And this is the reason I personally think like anybody who can afford to like kind of like go out and like
They
build a
definitely
different
should go
life for
for it.
themselves, they should. Perfect, Devansh. Do you have any other like tips or advices for the students who are planning to come to Germany?
I would say like concentrate on your German. It is actually very important whether you are studying English course or not. First of all, concentrating on your German, and yeah, like we came here, we were more than 20 students as I said together, but most of them were like they had the parents had money or they had signed. They came for just meeting new people, exposure as they say, but
Mm,
it's not right. That's not right. That's not
yeah.
how it works. Many of us, like we have C1 certificates. Many of my friends, they can't even talk or understand anything in German. That's not how it would go. You have to be really motivated throughout your like whatever you're studying coming here for.
Mm.
First of all, that is what you have to be motivated from India itself. You have to start looking for it, look like all the opportunities you can get, and yeah, learn to cook a little for the students who are planning to come, and that's all. Like everything would work out. Like it's not that you will be stuck anywhere. You have to be
Hmm.
just motivated to go through it. Definitely, there will be difficulties in the beginning.
Yeah,
At,
yeah.
at any age you come, it won't be easy. You are coming in completely different culture, environment, language, everything. You have to adapt to it, but it happens within a year. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I think like I would also like, I think wish for that. Like, maybe if I was also like coming for bachelor's or something, like of course life would have been different. Like I cannot complain right now about my life. I'm completely happy. But like for many people, like, just coming early and like just getting the freedom of doing things on your own
Yeah, right.
without like your professors, without your like, teachers and stuff, like, always like hanging over your head and telling you what things are right to do and what things are wrong. I think that builds up a person so much faster and so much better.
Yeah,
And this is what you get in Germany.
that change I seen myself too. Like I too was like more dependent on others when I was in India, like on everything. And now I can see that self-dependence and everything. It is
Mm,
really important.
absolutely. Devansh, thank you so much for joining on the call. It was very nice talking to you. And everybody else who is watching this video, if you have any kind of questions whatsoever, write it down in the comment section below. We will take a look at that. We will try to respond to you. And if you still have any kind of questions further, we also have a lot of resources in the description. So these are all free resources. You can just take a look at them. All the best, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.